Somalia, where 4 more Christians have been executed by radical Islamists.
Advocacy, awareness, and assistance. That's what we do at International Christian Concern. Well, I'm standing here next to the Freedom Bell, right next to Capitol Hill, and a question people often ask me is, why doesn't the Western Church care more about religious persecution or religious freedom? And I have to say that, look, religious freedom is like oxygen. If you have it, you don't think about it. If you don't have it, you can't think about anything else. And here's a way to think about what we do in terms of advocacy. In some sense, we're like paramedics. We can bring oxygen to those without it. We can use the power of the U.S. government to push back countries that are oppressing Christians. Every time I speak in a church about persecution, there's an overwhelming response. You've got to be kidding me. How can this be going on? That's the reality of what we deal with every day. The media will not report on persecution. It's almost always the same. Just in 2010, in Nigeria, 500 Christians were macheted to death by Islamic radicals. That's the problem. That's why we need to shout. That's why we put news up on persecution.org every day. That's why we put out press releases every day. We have to let the world know. We are the voice for the persecuted church. We will shout for them. With assistance, we're meeting all the physical needs of the persecuted church. I think of Gojra. Islamic radicals went in and burned down about 100 homes. We went in there, we took 40 of those families, and we gave them $500 each. Now that doesn't solve the problem, but that goes a very long way in Pakistan as far as getting these people back on their feet. And you know what we also did? We took a poster, we gave them each a poster with comments from Christians around the world saying, we love you, we know about your pain, we care for you, we're praying for you. You can't imagine what that does to persecuted people, to know that Christians around the world know about their pain. There's one country that's experiencing a massive famine this year. It happens once every 50 years. The government will not help the Christians. They'll help the dominant religion in the country, but not the Christians. We sent in 50 tons of rice. This allowed thousands of Christians to be fed on an ongoing basis to get them through the famine. All over the world, there's a war being fought. It's not a war you're going to see on the cover of Time magazine or on CNN. It's a spiritual war, and it's a hidden war, where the gospel expands into the corners of this world, and unseen spiritual forces battle to keep out the light. On the front lines of this war is the persecuted church. They're discriminated against, they're beaten, tortured, raped, and even killed because they worship Jesus. The Bible tells us that we're one body, and that we're to stand with our brothers and sisters. I want to ask you to get informed, to pray, and to give to the persecuted church.